Today on the Toyverse, we go supernatural and look at the DC Collectibles Arrowverse CW John Constantine figure. And isn't it ironic, folks, that it took John Constantine to be on Arrow for us to get an action figure? It's not like some of us didn't want it back when it was on NBC, but hey, you know, NBC knows best, right? That's why they took it off the show. So they thought it wasn't good enough. Well, I'm here to tell you that this John Constantine is pretty good. Not pretty fantastic, not pretty amazing. It's pretty good. You know, it'll suffice. But enough of the chitter-chatter and the pitter-patter. Let's go ahead and look at the amazing sculpt here and cover all that fun stuff. So, in terms of the sculpt, we bring his head in. Definitely looks like the actor. No complaints there. You got nice shading on the hair. The hair is sculpted very nice. So, awesome bonus points, I guess, to DC Collectibles on that front. As for the trench coat, the tie, and the white shirt, it definitely feels John Constantine-like. So, another bonus point for DC Collectibles. And his hands done nicely. These charcoal black slacks that John Constantine wears, also done very nicely. You even got a little bit of paint, if I can bring it in, on the belt buckle, and I can appreciate that. And for all those shoe fetish fans out there, we got, if the camera will work with me, nice shiny black shoes. John Constantine enjoys a very nice clean pair of shoes. And that's something that I can also love. So, sculpting done very nicely. Let's just bring the back in right there. No complaints whatsoever on that. Now, articulation. Boy, are there a lot of complaints here. This is a figure that follows in the trend of other DC collectible Arrowverse figures. Excuse me for a moment while I get on my soapbox. Let me preface that by saying that. I love the sculpt of these things. I think they're done and handled very well. The articulation kills me. Now, some of that could be blamed on Mattel for sticking it up the keister of DC Collectibles in terms of licensing and all that. And you ask, how can that be? Well, search the internet, throw it in your Google machine, and you'll get the answers you're looking for. So I do hate the fact that they're limited. I know they're trying, or at least it appears they're trying, if you will. But it's a kind of a bummer. I won't lie. Like, you want an ab crunch. You want double jointed knees. You want double jointed knees. These things suck. But unfortunately, that's the state of the game with these figures. So, like it or love it, well, if you like it, you're going to buy it. If you don't, you're not going to buy it. So, I guess it really comes down to personal preference. But, in terms of John Constantine's articulation, let's start with the head. The head can go up and down, side to side, and spin 360, Exorcist style, which is very fitting for a character that handles the supernatural. Now, in terms of the upper body, no ab crunch here, folks. No diaphragm joint, nothing of that nature. All we get is this wonderful waist cut. And boy, does it work wonders. I mean, thank God for the waist cut. All joking aside, it does suck that he doesn't have any articulation in the upper body. But for John Constantine, it's not a deal breaker. I know that kind of negates everything I said before, but the truth is, it's really not the end of the world. But in terms of the arms, they go out that much, they go back down that much, they spin all the way around. No bicep cut, but you do get an elbow hinge that goes about that much. Is that 90? It's pretty close, if not. It's probably more closer to 45, but hey, I'm no angle expert. As for the hands, they can rotate, and they got a hinge that allows them to go up and down. Same thing on the other side. I've already covered the waist. Can Constantine do the splits? No, don't even try it, or else you're going to be a very sad customer of this figure if you have to buy another one. Nobody wants to do that. They can go out that much. He can kick forward that much. Can he go back? Somewhat, but the jacket does limit it. No thigh cut or anything. Sorely disappointing single bend at the knee there. And the foot does not have a pivot. It doesn't really go up and down, but it does go that way and that way. So that and $5 will get you a cup of coffee. So that's the articulation. Once again, these things are not articulation heavy. They are more of a collectible to sit on your shelf. But if you're talented enough or patient enough or just fall into it enough, you can probably get some decent poses out of it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cover the fun stuff. Accessories! So, to cover for the lack of articulation in the figure, they've given us hands up the wazoo! We have a set from left to right, a pair of choking hands to either choke yourself with or Constantine with, or to choke out demons, if you will. Then we got these nice flame effect hands, which are done very nicely, painted very well, so I can appreciate that. Then we have a whistle hand. I'm just kidding. It's supposed to be a lighter, but to me, it looks like a whistle. Then you got a pair of fist hands, which you can use to punch out demons, ghosts, goblins, and all the spooky things that exist. Or internet trolls, so those work too. And then you got a pair of gripping hands, so he can grip a bottle of Jack to get through the fact that he has crappy articulation. So that will do it in terms of articulation, or in terms of accessories. It would have been nice to have a little bit more flame effects, but it's not a deal breaker. So let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison and call it a day, folks. Alright, folks, size comparison time. On the left hand of the screen, we have the creature replica North American Sasquatch standing tall over Constantine. And on the right side of the screen, we have the far superior DC collectible action figure, that being the DC Bombshells Harley Quinn. And in the middle, we have handless John. So that's the scale you're working with. Obviously, the DC collectible figures fit in very well with each other. But it's not to say that the Sasquatch over there wouldn't make for an interesting photo shoot. So that will do it for the review, folks. Final opinion is this. If you're a fan of the Arrowverse figures, you're going to love this thing. If you're not, it's an easy pass by far. Personally, I like the figure, and it will be used to its full potential. The lack of articulation can be frustrating, but once again, I knew what I was getting myself into by picking up the figure, so that's where I stand with that. Thank you as always for checking out the review. Please follow Undercover Capes on Twitter, check out their Facebook page, and follow them on Instagram. And don't forget about their website. They're doing tons of podcasts on Marvel, DC, Indies, you name it. If you're a geek, you're going to love what you hear. Follow me on Instagram. You can see what I'm doing with toys in terms of photography. And you can check out a lot of other amazing, talented folks on there as well. And if you're into toy photography yourself, don't forget to use the hashtag ToyLoverCrew to feature your toy art. Stay tuned at the end for a slideshow. And as always, friends, tally ho!